What's it? Yeah. What's all that? What I should know. What's all that? Hello,
Amen.
Try, Manyaba.
Yeah.
We have to commit to
Yeah.
Manyaba.
Yeah.
When you find interesting,
Yo. Take charge. Formally and officially, I would like to welcome our brothers and sisters from the diaspora to the Wulomo's Palace. You are ably welcome. It is just that we're expecting you in the afternoon earlier on. We had most of the chiefs and their priestesses around, but we also have a very important funeral which is ongoing in town for one of our priestesses. So almost all of them have to quickly get in there to perform some traditional rites to ensure that our priestess had a befitting departure from this earth. So just in a brief, you are welcome.
Thank you.
Who now asks Ochabe, our father and our brother, Wachekantanka, to now do the introductions and then the purpose of visit, and then we can take it up from there. Ochamo Fanishe, Numu Kantanka Diake, maybe I know where you should be an elephant. Yes.
My digging, she Blofman.
And a quality.
I'm a Blofman. About shipped care, Blofwell. She before then, why you are gone. Professors. And I get many Professor Yapokuni.
Okay, come 8.
I'm 8. I'm a so I'm in town, I'm Nungua. I feel what? Anytime me and Baba Ghana, there's an Ababi and Abakasini. I'm a table Ebabi. Professor no leader,
Okay.
You were a leader, you be an entire if you're a big permanent. Okay, anytime you have a Ghana, a man, never come Baja schools, come Baja schools, Keba, Nambakasini, Dane, Niwana, Kumasia. She done over Kumasi, Sano Choga. She Nabana. I Kumasi, at least Sani Ekumi Wababi. We get arrangement new fee. I'm a paneno. June, Nibane, I'm a students, P. Baba. You come and buy Hena by a GB. Yage, Chon Nibi Nisanali when you're washing what energy on it. I may accept Agabe. Baba, she before now, Baba, Sanambaga, Nungua, and the professors have Nungua, Koni, June, Amebale, Ujoban. Oh, anyway, when she Ambafi introduction, Professor Dencher, Ambafi introduction. She be a Joe guy, Elijah. Okay.
Good afternoon. First, I just want to say we apologize for the delay. Your Highness and leaders of traditional leaders of this community. We traveled yesterday. I'm Andrea Lee, and we traveled from California, San Francisco. We arrived last night. So we apologize for the delay earlier. So hope and pray that you forgive us for that. I represent a company called Cultural Links. And Cultural Links, yes. And Cultural Links, one of the missions of Cultural Links is to bring the folks from the diaspora back home to Ghana. I've been coming to Ghana since 2008, 2005. And Ghana is my home. I love Ghana. And I'm just blessed to have an opportunity to be in a position to work with higher education institutions and community people to give other people an opportunity to experience the wonderful culture of Ghana. So that's in general what one of the missions of Cultural Links is. Today, there are 3 educators among us from a community college called San Mateo Community College District.
The name of the school?
So the name of the school is Skyline College, but there's an umbrella. The district has 3 colleges.
Oh, okay.
So they're representing the district, but they also have a program where the professors I will let you meet the professors. But today we have Dr. Frederick Gaines right here. He teaches. He's a professor of African American Studies at College of San Mateo. And then we have Mr. Zed Gori here. He's the Dean of Global Education Partnerships. And then we have Dr. Danielle Powell. She teaches, she's a professor at Skyline College. Their mission. But I just thank you for welcoming us to your community. And I will just turn it over and we can have one representative from our group, Dr. Frederick Gaines, will speak on the mission of the educators. Thank you.
Good afternoon. Apologize for the delay. I just want to give honor to Your Highness, your chiefs, and the elders, and other chiefs that are not present, and to our linguists. Just on behalf of the College of San Mateo District, say how honored we are to just be in your presence. That our students, the mission for our students is to immerse them into and to help them experience the culture, to learn about our people, our culture, our history, and to come and learn about the traditions and just really for a transformational experience. So it's an experiential learning for them to come and take our classes, the communications class, also African American history and culture. And so we're going to really immerse them into your history and for you to help us to teach. We're teachers, but we're also learners. And we're going to learn so much from you. We look forward to that. We are honored to be here and to be a part of this. And so I want to thank you on behalf of all of our districts and say that we're humble and we are looking forward to learning as much as we can about the culture and all that you have for us. And so thank you. Well, permission. Okay. So I guess I should also add that we're going to bring, in the summer, we're going to bring as many as 30 students and community leaders to come and be a part of 2 courses that will involve this experiential learning for students to be able to be immersed for like 3 weeks, in the Ghanaian culture and history. So we'll be back this summer. Yes, sir.
I didn't hear the channel.
The name once again. I didn't hear the name. Gaines.
Yes.
Gaines. Right. That's a wonderful name. Anyway. All right. I thought you mentioned 3 professors who are here with us. Frederick Gaines. And then Danielle Powell. Oh, okay. Danielle. Oh, okay.
Zed Gori.
Zed Gori. Okay. Professor Gain has given us his intro. We will also love to hear just a brief what your expectations are before we also introduce the persons that are with us right now. So, which I'm normally by tradition, we always speak through the linguist from both ends. So if I want to talk to you, I'll speak through the linguist to you. And if you also want to talk to me, you speak through the linguist too. But you just have to mention his name so that he's put on alert that you are speaking to him. So you say Uchiame or linguist, you can just say chief linguist. And then you start speaking. Okay, so Zed, you can, what your expectations are and what you hope to achieve after this visit, and then in summer, what also, what you'll be doing.
Mr. Linguist, I will be, giving my talk through you. First of all, I want to reconfirm what Professor Gaines said. We are deeply sorry for the delay. We understand that you had other priorities, and so we apologize profusely for the delay. I am considered a global nomad. I was born in New York, but I grew up most of my life in Benin City in Nigeria for about 15 years. And then my parents moved from Nigeria to India. And then in India, I felt like a stranger. Like I felt like I blended in. But the moment I opened my mouth, people knew, oh, this boy is not from here. So I made my way back to the US. I'm currently the Dean of Global Learning Programs and Services at Skyline College. And our study abroad program is district-wide. So we serve Professor Gaines' campus, College of San Mateo. We have a third campus, Cañada College, which is close to Stanford University. We serve that college as well. And then Professor Powell is at Skyline College. And our college's mission is to transform a global community of learners. And it is with that mission that we are here today, because we want our American students to see beyond America. We want them to come back and see where their history started. And that is why we are very grateful that we have this opportunity to meet all of you. Our students are between the ages of 18 to 60. That's the community college students. So we have adult learners who will be coming back, to trace their history. And our chancellor approved this trip because we are serving our black students throughout the district. Most of the students will be receiving a scholarship because we don't serve wealthy students. The majority of our students are low income, so they will be receiving scholarships to come in June for this trip. But yeah, that's most of what I have to say. I will let the professors who are leading the trip in June, because and that is why we are grateful to our district that they allowed us to come and experience this first, because most community colleges, they do not have a study abroad program. They say that's something we cannot afford, or our students cannot afford it. So we have made an intentional effort to make this opportunity available to our black student population at our campuses. So with that, I thank you for hosting us today, and again, apologize for our delay.
Chairman, if you only could get Chairman, now we will listen Professor Powell.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Chairman, thank you for letting me speak. Hello, greetings. As everyone acknowledged, my name is Daniel Powell. I'm a professor of communication studies. I am humbled to be here in your presence, and I give honor to all of the leaders here. And I want to state my expectations for being here today and for our return, and also ask permission to be able to return here in this community with my students so that they can learn about Ghanaian culture, Ghanaian history, and learn a little bit more about themselves in the process. I like to say that my students are on an intercultural sojourn when I lead study abroad programs. And when I think about the tension between their world in the U.S. and their history and their ancestry, there's always tension for our students because of the history of colonization in the United States. So to come to a country where there are many black leaders to see themselves in leadership positions, to see themselves leading communities and living together in community has been transformative. This will be my fourth study abroad experience. I've taken students to South Africa, and because we also serve Hispanic and Latino students, I've taken students to Costa Rica and Guatemala as well. Because for me, I like for students to be able to see themselves outside of the United States and learn more about who they are and where they come from. So it is my hope that when we bring our students here, as Dr. Gaines said, they will be transformed. And I've seen it happen already in their study abroad experiences. And it's because of experiencing and getting to meet and to talk to people, their elders, community members, and learn a little bit more about our people's history. And so this is my hope and expectation, and being here to learn myself, and then to also have the opportunity for my students to come and learn as well. And speaking of students, I have one of my students here, Mr. Ernest Bediako. He actually is from here, and so he met up with us today because I haven't seen him since he graduated. So I'm really grateful. I know I'm called to the nations, but God also brings the nations to me in students like Ernest. So it's been a real treat and blessing to be here. So thank you.
Chairman, if you need good guy. Chairman,
I will just introduce from our side as present, and then we'll go into a bit about ourselves, about Nungua, the reason why father and brother Ataka has chosen Nungua among the Ghana Dangbe towns as the town of interest for your studies and appreciating the African spirituality and through the Ghanaian perspectives. So on this note, and presence here, we have Nakwali. Nakwali. She is more or less like our secretary here. She attends to the ADR. We have an ADR, alternative dispute resolution. We have some here where we use to mediate on issues. If the traditional court system cannot handle, or it is more of a family issue, under the direction of the Wulomo, they will write to the court, and then they'll bring the case here, and then it will be settled. So he's a secretary, she's a secretary to the ADR. And then we have Nana Bruku. Nana Bruku is one of our priests that we have and in Nungua. In Nungua, we have almost about 99 deities, which represent the 99 deities of the Gadangbe state. And Nungua is the spiritual headquarters of the Gadangbe people. And Nanabuku is one of the priests of our 99 deities. And then we have our Queen Mother, Nakunte. Nakunte, she is one of our Queen Mothers. We have a lot of Queen Mothers, but if you have come earlier, you would have seen them. So she said, no, we have to wait for you guys to come. So Nakunte, she said. And then we have our Safwache. In ancient time, we had our own military setup. And with our military setup, we have the commander of a unit within the military setup. So he is one of our commanders of a unit. And then we have Nebo Ngma Alabi Petempe, Majo Manche. Majo is closer to East Legon, which is part of Nungua. He is the sub-chief there that administers the traditions and ensure that the tradition and custom of the Nungua people is upheld at Majo. And then we have Senche, Nikujo, Botesango, the two father of Majo. So he is to guide the chief in all his doings and advice as such. Nungua here. Then we have our able media member, Nian Saban. We have a very huge media team. He is one of the leaders of our media team, and he is with Jenny TV. He has covered a lot of traditional events from Ghana here to Nigeria, where we migrated from our last stop as a people was Nigeria. So there are many times within the physical year of the traditional year, there are events in Nigeria, Benin City, as you mentioned rightly, where Oilefe, he's always there. If he's not here, he's in Nigeria to ensure that our brothers in Nigeria, the cultural events are covered well. And then we have Nebo Tekwe, who is part of Majo's team, has his members trying to ensure that his reign is successful. And then we have my twin brother here, Patrick Osakondo, who is a prince on himself as the former overlord of Gadangbe's son. He works with the Wulomo at the office of the Wulomo to ensure the administrative works are carried on. And then on my right, Reverend Dr. Jesse Ankra, who is a reverend, an astute historian and anthropologist, who is part and then head of administration for the Gborbu. So I think it's left with me. And then our chairman is Gborbu Labia, the third Gborbu Labia. We have a succession plan, very beautifully succession plan for the position of the Gborbu, who is the overlord of the Gadangbe state. And by tradition, he does not die. So whenever he visits our ancestors, the persons who are to be installed in his stead in his absence or on a journey to our ancestors have already been installed already, and he's the fourth in line. So he's a fourth in line to become the Gborbu. the overlord of the Gadangbe state. There are other persons ahead of him. When the Wulomo visits our ancestors, we have the senior, then we have 3 more persons attached to him who have been installed already. So in a case there is not going to be any fighting, any struggle that I want to be, so there's a good succession plan that have been held on for over 820 years as a people. And myself, Teche Nimbo Tekofi Frankwa II. I'm the chief of Oyibigo Iten, which is one of the towns part of Nungua, and then also act and instead for the Nungua Manklalu. The Nungua Manklalu is more or less the third in command. We have a system, our system of governance in Nungua is like the British system, where we have the king, and then we have the priest, and then we have the prime minister. So in Nungua, the Nungua Manklalu is more or less like the prime minister for the town. It's very old now, and because of that, rights have been performed for me to act in any state. So I hold 2 titles as a chief, and then also to act on behalf of the Manklalu in his absence. So once again, you are welcome to the office or into the Wulomo's palace. And on this note, I'll come back again, but I would like Reverend Doctor, and we'll give you a brief history about the Gadangbe people. I will come back again with where Nungua stand within the Gadangbe people and the reason why Kantaka, among all the Ghana towns, might have heard of Accra, which is the administrative head of the Gadangbe people, and also the capital town for the capital city for the whole of Ghana, which is Accra. They are also the administrative head of the Gadangbe people, and then also the Nungua is the spiritual head of the Gadangbe people. We being the first Ghana state to be found in Ghana almost about 820 years ago. So, Reverend Doctor,
Thank you.
the ball is in your court.
Thank you. Thank you very much, and brothers and sisters, you are once again welcome to your own home. It's unfortunate that you arrived at a time when the Wulomo, whose picture you see over there, has gone to the other side of the township. He was waiting, but you delayed. But it doesn't matter. You will definitely see him before you leave. I have the belief. My name is Reverend Dr. Jesse Ankra. Madam Lee, right? I've seen her through Second Tanka. And then I'm again blessed.
Yeah.
When the Californian State Secretary visited Ayawasu, I addressed her.
Yeah.
Madam Shirley Weber. I addressed her. So, Californians, welcome to your home. Now, we are sitting as, may I describe it as the home of the southern people of Ghana. Now, the coast of Ghana is 333 miles long. So from the east to the west, 333 miles long. Now, sitting on this very coast are 71 forts and castles belonging to Europeans that came to the then Gold Coast to trade. 71. The one which was to be in Nungua Nungua rose up against the Danes, or the Danish people that built their fort here in Nungua, and Nungua sacked them. So when you talk about, I won't talk about your pain, but when you talk about slave trade, Nungua did not take part in the slave trade. We are of the Ga stock of tribal groupings. The Ga people are not from this very land on which we live, but the Ga people trace their roots far into the land of Canaan. Most people don't know that the world was once inundated by water and 8 people were rescued. Noah, his wife, his 3 sons, and their wives. One of the sons of Noah was called Ham. One of the 3 sons of Noah was Ham. I was turning myself around to look at the skins of the people here. He had a skin color like you and I. Ham. And so descendants of Ham took to his nature. Ham had his first son named Cush. The one after Cush was called Mizraim. His name would be changed to Egypt. The next after Mizraim was Phut. But Phut will also change the name to be called Libya. And the last son of Ham was Canaan. The one that Bible says God said they should go and take his land and destroy everybody there and that kind of stuff. So we have Cush, Mizraim, Phut, who became Libya, and then Canaan. These were the black people, the first to live in the land today we called Africa. We have a name for this very continent on which we live. Kabula was our name. But the Greeks attacked the land of Cush. And the Greeks named the people there as people that have faces that were bent. Black faces, their faces were bent with fire. That was what the Greeks said. So the Greeks termed the land of Cush in their own language as Ethiopia. Ethiopia, land of the bent faces. Then the Romans, after clearing the Greeks off the line, the Romans also took over, but maintained the name Ethiopia, but they call it Ethiopia, land of Cush. Then the Arabs also found their way into the continent. When they saw the skins of the people, they named them the Sudan, land of black people. So the Arabs also brought a name for the continent, Sudan. Now we say Sudan, Sudan. We lived with them. All the people that came from other lands into the land of Africa, which today we call Africa, the name Africa was a name that a Roman gave to it. Now, all of them that came, we accepted them. We accepted them.